July 30th, 1756, Empress Elizabeth Petrovna gathered those who Francesco Bartolomeo Rastrelli presented her new summer residence to the court and foreign ambassadors. From that moment on, every summer the center of court and political life in Russia moved from St. Petersburg to the Tsarskoe village of Tsarskoye Selo, or Catherine's Palace, was built 25 kilometers south of St. Petersburg, a city that for 2 centuries was the capital of the Russian Empire. Tsarskoye Selo became one of the most luxurious residences of the Russian emperors. And in 1710, Peter gave his wife a manor and 4 dozen villages in addition. A few years later, on the orders of Catherine, the first palace was erected, but it was much smaller and more modest than the current one. The empresses, one after another, were the mistresses of the royal village, and each contributed of the decoration of the palace and park, leaving her unique mark. Katerina I, mother's maiden name, was Martha Skavronskaya, loved simplicity and thoroughness. Since she was from a peasant family, and her daughter Elizabeth was a frivolous beauty lover of dresses. Decorations on a luxurious gilded palace for social entertainment with the help of the great Italian architect Francesco Bartolomeo Rastrelli. Catherine II, a German by birth, pursued a policy of enlightened absolutism, added the aesthetics of classicism to the architecture, decor, and arrangement of the summer residence. You feel majestic severity on the main staircase of the palace. Chinese and Japanese decorative vases stand height almost near the ceiling, peculiar symbols, enlightenment of Russian rulers, a barometer and a clock with blue-painted dials and gilded hands located on the side walls attract the attention of visitors. In 1780, with particular pride, Catherine II personally showed this staircase to one of the first visitors to her ally, to the Austrian Emperor Franz Joseph. In total, there are 21 halls in the palace. The first place is occupied by the large hall. In the 18th century, the hall was called the Light Gallery for its elongated shape and good emission. The master carvers worked on the decoration of the hall, and it took 13 pounds of gold leaf to gild the frames in the large hall. The Amber Room. This is another masterpiece of this beautiful palace. The cabinet occupies an area of 100 square meters. To line the walls, they ordered 425 kilograms of amber, but filling the entire space without a trace still turned out to be a difficult task, even for Rastrelli. Horwer, the chief architect, found a way out. The remaining space is decorated with mirrors, and some places are painted under gilded. The condition of the Amber Room was monitored by the overseer of the Amber. He carried out small restoration work. The decoration of the Amber Cabinet was completed already under Catherine the Great. In the second year of her reign, she ordered the removal of all canvases and the production of amber panels for the lower tier of the walls. Over 4 years, another 450 kilograms of amber were added. It is known for certain that the Amber Room was the top 10 works of art that the German military were going to take it out of Soviet Russia during the Second World War. What actually happened to the great creation of the court craftsmen of the Prussian King Friedrich Wilhelm II and Russian architects of eras of Elizabeth Petrovna and Catherine the Great, no one knows. According to one version, hidden in the dungeons of the westernmost city of Russia, Kaliningrad, the former Königsberg. The other version, it rests on the bottom of the Baltic Sea. The best professionals worked for 20 years to restore the Amber Room, and in 2003, the Amber Room was opened to visitors. Francesco Bartolomeo Rastrelli boldly experimented with new materials, unexpected for his time. In 2 halls, located in an enfilade, one after another, he used an original technique. First covered the walls with white damask, then decorated with transparent glass pilastres and laid crimson and green foil in them. The Great Hall is empty today, but this does not detract from its beauty. The room is literally dotted with huge windows and golden airy stucco on the walls. At one time, this room was called the Light Gallery. Balls were held here, receptions and ceremonial dinners were held. This is the waiting room from that time. When guests gathered for the empresses' receptions, which were held in the Great Hall, they were asked to wait for the invitation in the antechamber. Tsarskoye Selo was built as a summer residence of the Russian emperors. But later, the reigning persons began to come here. And in winter, the blue titles of the stoves are harmoniously integrated into some of the halls of the palace. On the walls of the White State dining room paintings by the court artist Iogana Grotto. Initially, they were in one of the pavilions in the garden of Elizabeth Petrovna, but in 1765, the entire hunting collection Catherine II gave to the St. Petersburg Academy of Arts. Portraits and artifacts of Russian autocrats of the 19th and 20th centuries are in the halls that in the past were personal belongings of the imperial families.